You won't be able to, also study for engineering and pursue acting. Be so scared when you're wanting to be an actor that you'll make it happen. Don't keep a plan B. So I picked it up and I put it in my pocket and then I put this in a box of mine. कितने दिए पैसे इसको ये बोलने के? तरस नहीं आया तुझको.
तुम्हें क्या दिखता है जब तुम आईने में देखती हो? क्या तुम काजल लगाते वक्त 2 सेकंड रुक के सोचती हो कितनी खूबसूरत है यार तुम्हारी आंखें? क्या तुम काजल लगा के 2 सेकंड रुक के मुस्कुराती हो? क्या तुम मुस्कुरा के सोचती हो कितनी खूबसूरत है यार तुम्हारी आंखें? पर उससे ज्यादा खूबसूरत हैं उनमें बसे सपने. काजल का टीका लगा रही हूं उन्हें. सुना है खूबसूरत चीजों को नजर बहुत जल्दी लगती है. So that's for you.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you.
Because we today will be talking a lot about dreams, Sharvari's journey, and in a beautiful twist of events, usually in this beautiful Kisso Ka box, I bring in objects for the guest. But Sharvari is the perfect guest for my show because this time she has got objects for the box which have meaningful stories from her life and we'll be discussing those. So I'm super excited. Are you guys? Should we start? Okay. Sharvari, please tell us what this is.
So this is actually my first paycheck. I assisted as an assistant director on Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 and that's where I was a DA for the first time. I wanted to be an actor but मुझे पता नहीं था कि अब actor बनना तो है, उसके बाद क्या, कहाँ जाते हैं, कहाँ काम मिलता है, क्या करते हैं. तो तब मैंने सुना था कि बहुत सारे जो एक्टर्स हैं वो असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर्स बनते हैं. तो मैंने सोचा चलो ठीक है, आई थिंक when I meet a director, I will ask them if I can be an assistant director. And I had gone for an audition for Pyar Ka Panchnama 2 and that's where I asked Love Ranjan sir, that sir, can I please be an assistant? Can I be a part of films? And he said, but okay, what can you do? Like, can you be the clap AD or can you be? I said, मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है ये क्या होता है. What is a clap AD? What do you do?
Yeah.
So he said that okay, you can be my DA and you can shadow and see the kind of work that happens on set. And that was my first job ever. So ये मेरी पहली मेहनत की कमाई है. Which was 7,500 rupees का एक paycheck था जो मेरे parents ने फ्रेम किया because I think it was a really sweet moment. फ्रेम करके उसके नीचे एक बहुत sweet note लिखा है मेरे dad ने. So yeah, it's really special to me.
Listen, you have to read out the note if you're comfortable with it. It's just too sweet.
Dear Sharvari, kudos. This is your first paycheck, a feat achieved by you at your age of 17 years, that too when all your siblings and friends and acquaintances are either merrymaking or dependent on their parents or do not have the courage or the resources to earn anything on their own. After you settle in your career, which according to me is another 10 years from today, which is not wrong, you will laugh at the zeros that you will add on basis the figure of rupees 7,500. Preserve this check and it will teach you a lot in the years to come.
Oh man, that is just the sweetest. Wow, and you have added the zeros there for sure. That wasn't wrong. But listen, Sharvari, like there's so many people who are in Bombay, in India, who dream to become an actor, who dream to be part of the Indian cinema. And then there are very few who dare to take the first step. And even fewer who actually make it. When was that first time when you were like, मुझे ये करना है, this is what I want to do?
I've always wanted to be an actor. Ever since I was a child, I used to always watch movies. My parents used to take us for a lot of these movies, and every Sunday हमारे घर पे it used to be like a movie day or a movie night, and we used to go to the theatre, and I used to feel almost magical in the theatre. I used to feel like for those 2 hours or 3 hours you get to forget every single thing and you're like watching movie stars and you're watching songs and you're watching these incredible stories and set. So for me, it was always such a magical feeling that I always wanted to be an actor.
Yeah.
But I think बचपन में, you know, everyone has something. They say मुझे doctor बनना है, मुझे astronaut बनना है. So you always think कि okay, it's one of those phases in life. Because my parents are you know, architects and builders and interior designers, I thought कि मैं civil engineering कर लूँगी because it felt like the easier path. क्योंकि आपने जब घर पे कुछ सुना होता है तो आपको लगता है कि वो आसान होगा आपके लिए to just enter an engineering college and then maybe work with my dad. So I thought I'll do that. So 11th standard में मैंने science लिया and उसके बाद मेरे कॉलेज में आई यूज्ड टू गो टू रूपारेल कॉलेज इन शिवाजी पार्क एंड वहाँ पे एक्चुअली एक कॉम्पिटिशन था कॉल्ड फ्रेश फेस विच वॉज बाय टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया. अब उस कॉलेज कॉन्टेस्ट में मैंने पार्टिसिपेट सिर्फ इसीलिए किया क्योंकि उस दिन पे कोई पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा था. बहुत सारे गीक्स होते हैं उस कॉलेज में जो साइंस में होते हैं, तो कोई पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहा था. तो टीचर ने बोला कि अच्छा whoever participates will get a free attendance for chemistry lecture. I said I'll participate. I said it's better to dance for 10 minutes than sit in a 3-hour lecture. So I said, okay, I'll participate. And I didn't know what this competition was. I was not aware of this competition at all. But मैंने ऐसे ही participate किया. And I realized that this is like a Miss India, but in like a college fest sort of a way.
Yeah.
And I really got very excited. After I won my college round, I realized that there are many other rounds. And so I started really like putting all my effort and I started practicing like dance and my walk and my question answer. And I really enjoyed this. And then I won that Miss India Fresh Face College contest, which was like an across India kind of a thing.
Ooh.
And then my photos came on the newspaper of like Bombay Times, Chennai Times, Delhi Times. And then I got my first audition call. I think that day is when I felt that maybe this is something that's achievable. And I didn't really, and initially I did not just jump into this because I was very scared. It's not like, oh, I got my first audition call, ab main actor ban sakti hu.
Yeah.
It took me time because I didn't know how to start. I didn't have any backing. And I had a lot of support from my family because my parents were, actually they recognized how excited I was through this competition. And they were the first ones who said that, do you want to be an actor? And I didn't know what to say to them. So I said, yeah, I do, but I don't know what to do. And my dad said, abhi college jayenge aur science se arts shift ho jana. And I said, what? Like I was very scared. So for me, I think I shifted to arts in 12th standard, and that's when I started working as an assistant director. That is when I started giving more auditions. I went to so many acting classes. But because I could dedicate my time and energy there, and my parents said that you'll never be able to do two things. You won't be able to, you know, also study for engineering and pursue acting. They're like, be so scared when you're wanting to be an actor that you'll make it happen. Don't keep a plan B.
Wow, that is a beautiful thought. But
This
the
is seeming
moral
like
of the
my
story,
parents' podcast, guys.
but the moral of the story is, if you're getting an opportunity to bunk a chemistry lecture, just do it. that is where the real story starts. But listen, I think we do have a photo of
Yes.
we have a photo of the Bombay Times Fresh Face 2014. Can you guys see it? Yeah? Yeah, dikh rahi hai? Piche bhi dikh rahi hai? Okay, we'll show some stuff on the AV also in a bit. But listen, from here, Sharvari, you said that you went on to become an AD first. What was that like? Because for somebody who wants to be in front of the camera, it is, I think, very essential to learn what happens behind the camera. But what was that journey like? Like to be on set, to be behind the monitor, but hope to be in front of it. What was that like? And what was that first AD experience like? And what film was it?
So my first opportunity was, of course, Pyar Ka Panchnama 2. And at that time, I remember that when I went on set, I was so enamored by how many people work behind the camera, because I feel like if you're not from a film family, you really don't know the basics of how many departments work to make a film. You always feel like, okay, there are actors and there'll be a director and there'll be like some makeup people and some camera, but that's not it. There are many people. So when I went on set, I realized that firstly there are like 100 people who make films happen.
Yeah.
And those 100 people work day in and day out. And it really is a thankless job, because you see actors on screen, and I have always fallen in love with the actors and with the celebrities. But trust me, the people that work behind the camera, they're working double hard, and they're just, there day in and day out to just make the actors and the whole film look good.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something that I really learned. It really gave me this perspective behind how films are made. And I remember that when I was the clap AD, which was like my first day as a clap AD, and there was a scene between two actors, and it was a close-up shot. And in that close-up shot, they said, okay, you give the clap and you sit down. And I said, sit down? Like between them, sit down, like hiding? And they were like, yeah, just give the clap and sit down. And then they'll perform. I said, how will they perform? There's like a tiny little girl sitting in front of them like this, and they're supposed to perform. So everyone was like, yeah, this is normal, just do it. Like, don't ask questions, just do this fast. And I remember sitting down with my clap wondering, how are they performing? I will never be able to do this. Like, how is this happening? So I feel like I learned all these things on set, and it really helped me as an actor, because when I stood in front of the camera as an actor, I was not scared of the 100 people that were running around me, because it can get intimidating. It can get intimidating when you are standing to give your shot and you're prepping and you're like, trying to figure your emotion for the scene. But then there's someone who'll come and fix your hair, there's someone who'll check lighting, there's someone who'll fix something else. So I think I got very used to that environment because I was an assistant on 3 films. So it didn't scare me when I was an actor.
But you know what? Like what you said, that you were sitting there and wondering whether you will be able to do this. So Pyar Ka Panchnama 1 and 2 both are known for Kartik Aaryan's monologues.
Yeah.
And then one fine day, you have your own monologue that goes viral.
It's really tiny. I mean, the Maharaj monologue is like tiny in comparison to the Pyar Ka Panchnama, but yeah.
But listen, we have to recreate that here. Yes, we have to do it.
Okay,
Should we?
I will try.
Okay.
I haven't done this long monologue in a while.
Wait, is
But-
anybody volunteering to play the... Okay, I didn't even complete the sentence. All right, come on, let's do it. Come on. Fast. He's taking out his chashma and all. He has to look proper. Huh? This is your moment. It is not a real proposal, though, remember that.
Yeah, it's my proposal to you. Should I get up? Should you?
Yeah, they have a mic. Yeah.
Oh. Hello. Hi.
Okay. All right, guys, it's happening.
Those are my notes, which are like a lot. I've written there casually. Okay, I hope I don't forget. Should I begin from my lines?
Yes, let's do it, guys. Come on. Woo! I'll get up. I'll go on the side.
Okay, guys, hope I don't forget.
You are Viraj, right?
Yeah, you are Karsan. I am Viraj.
Okay.
That's the actual script.
Yeah, that's my script and my notes. Okay. चारा ही नहीं है, आप तक पहुंचने की पहली सीढ़ी जिद है। खाना पका लेती हूँ, धागे पे कुर्ते पर मोर पपट बना लेती हूँ, गरम लोटो से इस्त्री भी कर सकती हूँ, 10 चोपड़ी पड़ी और भाई बहनों में सबसे बड़ी हूँ। हाँ, दिखने में शायद खास नहीं, बट आपको भी मुझसे अच्छी कोई कैसे मिलेगी ना। हाँ, मुंहफट हूँ पर दिल साफ है। अच्छा, 100 बात नहीं एक बात, अब आपको कोई मिलेगी नहीं और मुझे कोई पागल ही अपनाएगा। और मेरे बापूजी कहते हैं कि हाथ में दिया लेकर ढूंढने पर भी करसनदास से बड़ा पागल नहीं मिल सकता। तो आप करेंगे मुझसे शादी?
अरे आदि आदि मम्मा माई
नहीं,
काली
आपको
कौन
बोला
फर्क
शादी।
है? अच्छा चलो।
बोला शादी शादी।
अच्छा सॉरी।
आप करेंगे मुझसे शादी?
शादी?
अरे शादी के शादी शादी मामा मासी का तो फर्क है। अच्छा चलो, शादी के बदले शादी बोलूं तो करेंगे शादी? बोलो हाँ की हाँ।
ना।
ओ भाई मेरा ना तो ऑप्शन में ही नहीं है।
Also, ma'am, I have a request. I am a really big fan of you and Kartik Aaryan. And as you mentioned Pyar Ka Panchnama, I have learned one of the monologues of Pyar Ka Panchnama. So, can I perform?
Go for it, please.
So, आप अगर कह सकते हो प्रॉब्लम क्या है and then I start.
Ready?
Yeah.
प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
प्रॉब्लम ये कोई एक लड़की है और क्या प्रॉब्लम है? प्रॉब्लम ये कि मैं चाहता हूं कि मेरे लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम ही ना हो, लेकिन मेरे लाइफ में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है ना, तो उसकी लाइफ की सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है। एंड बुलशिट चीज वेरी यार, उसे तो सेलिब्रेट करना चाहिए, बिकॉज़ इजंट इट एग्जैक्टली व्हाट शी वांट्स? सीरियसली यार, आजकल जब भी मुंह खोलती है ना, मन करता है उसके मुंह में कुछ दूं। टच में यार, इन लड़कियों को कोई कुछ रख ही नहीं सकता है। अ हैप्पी वुमन इज अ मिथ। साला तू बैटमैन वाली कोई देख ले, जब तक बैटमैन नहीं बना तो बोलती रही तुम तो नकारे हो, तुम तो नपुंसक हो, तुम तो कुछ करते हो नहीं, और जिस दिन बैटमैन बन गया तो बोलने लगी तुम बैटमैन बन गए, मैं तो कॉम्प्लीमेंट से शादी करना चाहती थी। साला ना, ये सब कुछ कहानियों का दोष है। ब्लडी ऑल बॉलीवुड रोमांटिक मसाला, एक लड़का एक लड़की दोनों के प्यार हुआ, इसकी बात की कहानी कोई नहीं बताता, इसकी बात की कहानी मैं बताता हूँ। अगर एक लड़का एक लड़की को किस नहीं करे तो प्रॉब्लम, और अगर करे तो चीप हो रहे हो। साला शॉपिंग खत्म नहीं होती इन लोगों की, पहले कर्टन्स आए फिर क्वेश्चंस आए, और अगर क्वेश्चंस के साथ मैच नहीं गए तो और एक कर्टन्स आए।
ओके, मेरे पास
यार,
प्रॉब्लम है।
मैंने तुम्हें इतना प्यार से शादी के लिए प्रपोज किया और तुमने इसका जवाब ऐसे दिया। तुम माइक दो और निकलो।
Thank you. Okay, well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bro, thank you. That was very sweet of you. We want to get back to this. Go ahead. Back to you guys.
Yes,
Go ahead.
wow, what a beautiful moment that was भाई यार, क्या करा आपने? ना बोलने के बाद ये.
This was superb. Well done.
But okay, wow man. Okay, trying to move on from there. But listen, so you AD'd in 3 films.
Yes.
And Bajirao was one of them. And I know that we have something from the set.
Yes, which is going to make me look like a kleptomaniac, but I will show it to you all. Kleptomaniac मतलब जो चोरी करता है, but this is basically वो जो तलवार पकड़ते हैं ना, उसके ऊपर ही होता है और यहाँ से तलवार शुरू होती है। I've always wanted to be on a Sanjay Leela Bhansali sir set. जब मैं असिस्टेंट डायरेक्टर थी, मैं एक्शन यूनिट पे थी और हम वहाँ पे बहुत सारे वेपन्स और चीज़ों के साथ काम करते थे। तो ये एक्चुअली एक एक्स्ट्रा वहाँ पे पड़ा हुआ था, एंड आई रियली रियली वांटेड लाइक अ memoir or like a memory for myself. So I picked it up and I put it in my pocket and then I put this in a box of mine. So ये actually एक तलवार का जो handle होता है उसके ऊपर का है basically. But it's just really special to me because it's just a part of my journey and it is a part of the years of hard work and everything that has got me here.
No, and thank you so much for bringing it here and sharing it with all of us. I mean, this is really special that it's actually a little part of that film that you've bought.
Yeah, they don't know, now they know that I stole something, but it's okay.
Please don't take it back, sir. Okay. But from there, Forgotten Army happened, which was, we all know, a blockbuster success. But I'm sure before that you felt like a bunch of rejections as well in your journey while you were auditioning. So from winning that fresh phase to becoming the AD on all these very successful films, learning, to finally venturing into being that actor, what was it like in the middle? What did you feel like when you... Did you ever feel like maybe this is not for me? Did you ever have that moment?
I never had that moment.
Yeah.
Surprisingly so, I never ever thought of giving up or of maybe I should do something else, because I really wanted to be an actor. It's a dream that I went to bed with every single night. It's something that I have hoped for myself. So I never gave up on that dream. But yes, I definitely had moments of feeling like, why not me? Why am I not getting this project? Or when will I get my first break? Because when I started working as an assistant director to when I got Forgotten Army, it was 5 years of auditioning every single day. And I remember I used to pack my bag, because I stay at Shivaji Park and all the auditions happen in Andheri. So I remember I used to pack my bag and I used to put like a white ganji, denim, one white kurta. There are these basics that you take and then you go. So I used to go to Aram Nagar, and then I'd made like my own email portfolio, just I had my photos and like maybe like a work link or things like that. Self-shot audition, and I used to check all these email IDs outside all these like the casting directors used to always put an email ID, so I used to send in my profiles. If not, I used to go up to them and be like, can I audition here? Do I fit in here? So I used to do that almost every single day for 5 years. Meanwhile, I used to also audition. I remember that there used to be times when, I used to be on set and then suddenly I used to get like an audition call and then I used to be like, oh my God, how do I get out of this? But I used to always try and go and give my audition. Many times I have gotten rejected. But I think that I always took it as constructive criticism because I feel like there is always something missing if you're not getting something. And I used to try and reflect on that. But ये तो सारी preachy बातें होती है, बुरा तो सबको लगता है. When you don't get an audition, it's like you failed an exam and it's not the nicest feeling. So for me, it has been that long journey of 5 years of not really getting what I wanted to be a part of. When Forgotten Army happened, it was with Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime's first big project when it came to doing series. I don't think that the OTT platform was as famous as it is today. So, all these things. But the thing was that Kabir Khan was directing that project. And for me, he was such a big director. He still is. And, oh wow, that's like a still from Forgotten Army. So it was a no-brainer for me because I thought that the script was incredible. It was being directed by Kabir sir, and I instantly connected to it and I wanted to be a part of it. But I definitely had a long journey. I remember meeting him at Mukesh Chhabra sir's casting office, and I also remember, how it happened was Kabir sir actually saw some jewelry ad ka audition.
Oh.
Which I had given many years ago at Mukesh Chhabra sir's office. And they were just going through like a list of all actors that come in, and they were just kind of going through all of that. And then there was one of these jewelry auditions, and then Kabir sir saw that and he said, okay, why don't we audition her for this? So I feel like nothing goes to waste. I may have not gotten the jewelry audition and the jewelry ad, but I did definitely get Forgotten Army.
Wow. If it has to work out, it does. And we're so glad you didn't give up because, oh, hey, look, that's you.
Yeah, that's me.
Because then came in Munja. Come on. That's when the 100 crore club happened. That's when you walked right into that. First of all, there's so many questions, but I really want to show you guys a quick clip of the transformation that she went through for Munja. Can we play that, please?
So, Sharmali, the biggest kept secret of Munja is
that I become Munja. I was super excited. It was thrilling and definitely challenging. But I was like a ball of nervous energy the first day that I had to walk on set as Munja. Because when Munja takes a bodily form, it was supposed to be mine. So while it was challenging, I think it was a great experience. I had to scare people, but they also had to laugh at the same time. And that was the most challenging part of this role. But seeing all the response that I'm getting from the audience, I'm just so overwhelmed and so thankful and so grateful. So when the Munja prosthetics were happening, it used to take me 5 hours every day in the morning, or when we used to begin, for the whole prosthetics to come together. And it used to take me another 1.5 hours to remove that entire process of prosthetics. We had like a team of 5-6 people who used to constantly be touching up because it was very minute details that you had to look through.
No stress at all.
Yeah.
What a lovely feeling this is, guys.
When I had to do the Munja bits, I had no reference as to how do I have to have my body language. The Munja that you see in our film is a complete CGI character, and it is not a real person or anything real that has played it. So when I get possessed by Munja, the whole idea was that we keep the growls real, we keep the face real. The dialogues were kept in tandem with how the Munja is speaking earlier, and the body language was something that we came together with the director Aditya sir. Him and I discussed body language a lot. We used to shoot a lot of videos here and there so that we are able to pick on one body language and then finally continue that going forward in the film. It's a really happy time, and I'm so thankful and grateful to the audiences for giving us this big hit. Guys, we've made this film with a lot of love, a lot of hard work, sweat and blood. So please, please, please go and watch our super hit film Munja, which is running houseful across India. See you.
Unbelievable, no? Wow.
This was done during promotions, guys. It's not in the theaters. It's on Hotstar now. Just anyone who's curious to watch it.
How did it feel? First of all, becoming this character, and then the audience response to it.
You know, I was actually very worried of this because of course, when the whole film you have this CGI character, and we were hoping that everybody falls in love with this creature and enjoys what the creature is doing, and then in the last almost 15 to 20 minutes you don't see that creature because the creature comes inside a person, and I was always so worried that I hope I can live up to that, because it shouldn't, the audience should not sit there and feel like, oh, I'm missing the creature. Why is this creature in this body? Yeah. And I felt like that was a big responsibility because one, we didn't have a reference to the creature at all. So we hadn't seen what the creature is doing while we were shooting. So of course I fully leaned on to Aditya sir on this, our director. He's the one who guided me through this entire process, but it was a lot of fun when I read the script for the first time and they said, oh, you'll get possessed by a munja and then you'll have this sort of a prosthetic. I thought it was a lot of fun. I really like experimenting with the films that I do. I always want to do something different. Yeah. I want to surprise the audiences so that when they come watch me in the theaters, they know they can expect something different, something new. And this was just my way of kind of taking that punt on, of course, the film and then these scenes which were the climax of the film. So overall, I was really happy that everybody accepted our film and it really did go into this 100 crore club. Because we all, all of us are really, really new in Munja. The fact that the audiences supported us and our film just means the world to us, because, it's a rare phenomenon because we, like Abhay is new, the director was a first time director, I had only done one film before this. So I feel like the audiences really, really made our film.
Yay, yay to the audiences. But we've been talking so much about, the start of your journey to of course, entering that 100 crore club. I'm sure, there is that dreamer in you that is constantly fueling itself to, stay at it and to give your next best and dream bigger and dream bigger. And I see something in this box, which I am extremely curious to ask her questions about. I'll have to be very careful with it.
It's not what y'all are going to think, guys, though. Give the hoot and then I'll give the story.
Yeah, give the hoot first. All right, Sharvari, tell us the story.
Okay, so I have a bunch of very, very, very dear school friends. I have been friends with them, I feel like, for all my life. And so when my film Bunty and Bubbly 2 released, that day, on the release day, they got a mold of a Filmfare trophy and it says Best Bubbly Award. Okay? It is not a real Filmfare. It is Best Bubbly Award Sharvari with like a Bunty Bubbly logo, because they were basically wanting to con me. And it was really funny. And this joke, I mean, honestly, I had such a great time that they did something like this for me. But it has always been my dream. I wanted to win the Filmfare for Best Debut. I think anyone who is an actor always hopes and wishes to win these debut awards because they're very, very special. My friends, of course, started this as a joke, but also gave this to me, not just as a joke, but also because they believed that I would be able to do this. And I kept this trophy right where I get ready, actually. Every day when I used to do my hair and makeup, I could see this trophy behind me from my mirror. And I used to, kind of pray a little bit and say, oh, I wish I really do win the Filmfare. I really do hope that I get to win the Filmfare. And of course, a couple months later, I was nominated and I won the Filmfare for Best Debut for Bunty and Bubbly. So I feel like this was sort of like a visual manifestation. It started with my friends trying to crack this joke. But I think that in that joke, there was a lot of trust and a lot of belief that they also passed on to me. And yeah, that's the story of Best Bubbly Award.
Wow, you literally manifested the Filmfare. which is amazing. And listen, right from what you said about your parents in the beginning to your friends, it seems like you have some really, really amazing people around you who support you through everything. And we have a few clips of what Sharvari is behind the scenes. Can we play them on the AV real quick? And then we'll come to you guys for a nice Q&A. How many of you are pet parents here? Do like a woo. I need energy. I don't want hands. Okay, nice. Can we show everybody pictures of Miso, please? Oh yeah. Man, what an adorable dog.
Yeah.
I'm sure every time you go back home, this is like bliss.
You know, every time we get ready, and then, you know, there are photographers who come click pictures for whatever events that we go to and this and that. Every photographer comes to my house and is like, oh, we must take a picture with Miso. I was like, "तुम मेरे photo खींचने आए हो कि Miso के?" And trust me, they all take Miso's pictures and go. Like, Miso is the biggest celebrity in my house. People come in for Miso and they're like, oh, Miso, Miso. So she's like really royal, and she knows she's the celebrity of this space.
Oh, that's so cute. And listen, we have a special message for you
Okay.
from someone special.
Okay.
Okay, can we prep the AV for it? And I'm not sure if I think it's a surprise for you as well. So, I'm excited for you to react to this.
I hope it's not my friends, yeah. I really hope it's not them, because then I don't know what's coming on this AV.
Can we play the video on the?
If it's my friends, they're dead.
Let's see.
Hi, this is Kasturi. I'm Sharvari's sister. This year has been incredible for Sharvari and for us as a family. I still remember the night she had come to me and told me that she wants to pursue acting. And I think I'll never forget that conversation, because it was so pure, and she was so determined to do this, that she convinced me that she really wants to pursue this. And it was a big thing, because this was uncharted waters. But I also remember thinking that I know Sharvari, and I know if she sets her mind to something, she's gonna give her 200% and she's gonna make that happen. So from that day, which was like years back, to watching her on screen and grow into this beautiful actor as an artist, it just always fills my heart with pride. And I always feel like this proud sister every time someone tells me that, oh, we watched your sister's movies. And I mean, it's something that still feels unreal to believe. Like, it's always been her dream, and the way she is focused about it, and the way she works day in and day out to achieve it is just inspirational.
Oh man.
कितने पैसे दिए इसको ये बोलने के?
I know, sisters praising
This
you.
is my elder sister. कितने दिए पैसे इसको ये बोलने के? बताओ
It's all
जरा.
under the table.
This is too sweet.
Yeah, if my elder sister does this for me, I would be in disbelief. I would for sure also ask the same question कि कितने पैसे दिए इसको ये
That
बोलने
is
के?
just too sweet. I've also observed that she stole my earrings because I'm wearing the same one and she's wearing that in the video. So she's also dead when she meets me.
Classic sisters.
But this is very sweet. This is very sweet. Thank you guys. I'm actually really need to say thank you to you guys, because I'm going to cherish this video. I really need this. Whoever has this, please give it to me. शायद वो वापस ये ना बोले.
Yeah, you can just keep playing it for her. Listen, this is what you feel. But hey, listen, this was so beautiful, Sharvi. Thank you so much for sharing your entire journey with us.
Thank you.
And bringing in all these wonderful things and giving us this sweet sneak peek into your life. Burning questions from the audience? Okay, we'll take 2 questions. 2 solid questions we'll take, okay? Tell us your name first.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, Sharvari. My name is Preeti Wagh.
Oh,
So yeah, right. So the question is, taking up a role like Munja. I mean, generally a newcomer would be worried about the kind of looks that people associate. People are always looking at the glam side of any actress. But how much conviction did it take, or what were your thoughts going on for selecting a role like that?
so I actually really, really loved the story of Munja. Because I'm also Maharashtrian and the story comes from a Marathi folklore. It was really special for me because growing up, I've watched so much Marathi theatre. I also stay in Dadar, so for me it was very easy to watch a lot of Marathi theatre and plays and movies that I always feel like I've been influenced by that a lot. And when this script came, I wanted to represent my culture on the big screen, on the celluloid with Hindi cinema, and that was always my greed. And I feel like as an actor, I'm always looking for that challenge where people don't expect this from me. And I think that really is something that always stands out for me. And so I never thought about the vanity of it. I was okay. I was like, you make me look like a tree, you make me look like a ghost, you make me look like whatever you want to make me look like. But I just wanted that part to be convincing. I wanted people to, of course, get scared or laugh about it because it was a horror comedy. So either of the two. But I really hope that I'm able to do that, and I didn't care about how I looked at that time. Though I scared a lot of people in Konkan. The little kids used to get very scared of my makeup.
Nice, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Super. Okay.
Anyone.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's. Shall we on a bit?
Yeah, of course. it's-
Okay.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi, this is Himang. I have a small question for you. Like, you started your career with Forgotten Army as an actor, and this is my first web series which I watched, and it's absolutely amazing. And now you are shifting to action genre for Alpha.
Yes. Woo!
So how does it feel to the sudden shift from comedy, horror comedy, serious roles to action roles?
I think I'm very excited because, like I said, as an actor, I'm always looking to doing something new. I'm looking to surprise people, and also because I get excited when I can do something different. So for me, I have never done action before in the way, of course, how Alpha is going to be. It is a part of the YRF spy universe, so you can expect the action to be like War and Pathan and Tiger, and those are huge, huge films, and the action sequences are super sleek and just, I think, quite outstanding. Oh,
Yeah, that's
I'm
the.
damn sure it's going to be amazing.
thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
We have a couple of more photos, right? There's that one with Alia. Yeah. How is that like, Sharvari?
That was a dream come true.
Yeah.
Because I've been such a big fan of Alia's ever since I watched her movies. She's incredible. I never thought that so early on in my career I'd get an opportunity to, work with her and, headline a project like Alpha with her. So for me, it is a big, big dream come true. I get to learn from her every single day, and it's like a masterclass, when I'm actually, I am an actor who's right next door, but I'm always observing her, always trying to learn more from her. So I think it's the journey has just started for us, and it's going to be incredible.
Wow. Can't wait. Can't wait. And okay, guys, I think we have time for only 2 questions. So, 2 questions that are already done. So, sorry about that. But hey, okay, we can quickly do one thing. We can end on a bang. How about we do the Taras step together? Okay? Okay, so before we do that, we'll do a quick tutorial where Sharvari herself is, learning how to do the dance. Can we cue in that?
Oh. That was my rehearsal clip.
Right. Who is up for it? I need 4 people on stage. Okay. No, we are done. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Why don't
Come.
you pick? Go ahead. Why don't you pick?
4 people quickly come on stage. Come,
Yeah,
sir.
come.
But just 4 people.
Okay, come.
Nice! Give it up for them, guys! Well done!
Thank you so much, guys. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. You've been such a stunning audience. Thank you so much.